politico. Oh, yeah, yeah. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yeah, yeah. This one not they off in mind. Oh, yeah, yeah. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yeah, yeah. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street, they hawk. Still them talk, say, make we no talk. But thank God, say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh, yeah, yeah. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yeah, yeah. My people make you shout. Oh, yeah, yeah. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yeah, yeah. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yeah, yeah. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yeah, yeah. Mayegun diary politico. Oh, yeah, yeah. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yeah, yeah. This Mayegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dodo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dodo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. This is Mayegun Live. There are some few exposés that are going to come to more light on the platform tonight in the temple. Read the caption of this broadcast, the description, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today. Thank you.
Ani esuraki. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esuraki. Ani esuraki. Lórí Facebook. Ani esuraki. Lórí YouTube. Ani esuraki. Oh, Baba, you and yes, you right. You do it, that is there. And yes, you right. President you. And yes, you right.
So read the caption once again, the description if you are just joining me. Tinubu's Coastal Road. There are some certain things you need to know.
I should be
The road you have on your screen right there, the one you had earlier, that is not the Tinubu's road, though. It's not even Tinubu's planned road. So today, one of these days, Facebook or YouTube or their algorithm will actually really work well, enough that everyone on this platform can actually receive notification that Mayegun is live. It is really, really that bad. The majority of you are going to see me tonight, and like many other nights, only when you search. Be like, oh, what time is it? Oh, 8 p.m. Let me go check if Mayegun is live, even though Mayegun will be live. I don't know what to do, okay? Other than just to keep dropping the message, and hopefully you will come across them. It is that bad. But kind of march on. So yesterday, it was the Devil Umahi, who happened to be the work minister in Nigeria, that was responding to Atiku. When Atiku raised the alarm that Tinubu and his goons, they are about to use borrowed money in the name of Nigeria to construct partly a supposed coastal road, but it is a conduit. And at the end of the day, this is going to be owned by Tinubu and his pals. Then Devil Umahi said, no, Atiku had no idea about number, and he was going to provide us all of that detail. The detail of the over 700 kilometer of coastal road, Lagos to Calabar, is actually over 700, he said. But just for us to be able to really understand this before we begin to add our own review and check what he had to say, it is ideal to hear what he had to say. And that is where we are going to start from this evening. Devil Umahi was on TVC, Tinubu station last night, where he said the coastal road or the coastal highway, Lagos to Calabar, which according to them is over 700 kilometers, man, that's like going to London and back. Anyway, over 700 kilometers was not, I mean, it's not a PPP anymore. Like it's not a public-private partnership. The one I told you last night, he said that in September too, this is a Devil Umahi. In fact, there's a paper cut out on this. So last night, Devil Umahi went on a Tinubu's TVC and he said, this project is not partnership. In fact, Nigeria is building it and is awarding the contract. It has awarded the contract to Hitech, owned by this man. He is a wanted money launderer in few parts of the world, by the way. His name is Gilbert Chagoury, the man on the right. He's been in Nigeria since the 60s. So Chagoury is like a Nigerian, even though he's a Lebanese, okay? But he has been there. I think his own parents too were there before independence or something like that. So don't look at him as a Lebanese. He's a full-blooded, when I say full-blooded Nigerian, I mean that bloody criminal blood, right, runs in his vein. But he's a smart guy too, you know, when the criminals have been able to evade justice for so long, right? They call them smart. The guy has been very consistent when it comes to whether African dictators helping them to launder money, okay, move their money for them and the rest, or his association with the imperial government, like in France, is a France-based guy to start with. Politically, he's also a friend to the Clintons. He's a friend to the Obama. In fact, he's a friend to the Democrats in America. And that's some level of political leverage that he has managed to use to ward off many of the wanted. He was wanted there, he's wanted there, and the rest. But he's doing fine in Nigeria. He has about 2 sons or so who have been established in Nigeria. He is Tinubu's confidant. Confidant means that if there is anything that the whole world doesn't know about Tinubu, or Tinubu doesn't want anybody to know, Chagoury will know. Chagoury and Abacha, they were like this. In fact, part of Abacha's loot from Nigeria was believed to have been helped laundered by this guy, Chagoury. He is also the guy who is the owner of the Eco Atlantic, Atlantic Hotel, Atlantic City, or what do you call that place? So he's been with Tinubu for a long time. And you can only just imagine what are they doing together? Anyway, in this instance of Tinubu becoming the president of Nigeria, Chagoury will take the biggest available fish in the pot right now, and it doesn't even have to lift a limb. It doesn't even have to stress for it. The biggest road construction contract in the history of Nigeria, if it happens, has been given to him on a platter. No bidding, no announcement, no nothing. He doesn't even have to spend a dime. But in September last year, when they were asking Umahi, when Umahi launched this supposed coastal road, okay, Umahi told correspondents then, in fact, he told the whole world that this project is PPP. I'm going to read this portion, okay? See, they said, look at the statement on the right, the one on the in red, right? It said, on the mode of construction process, the former Ebonyi governor explained that the administration never envisaged the project under a private-public partnership arrangement, but under an engineering, procurement, construction, and finance program as currently used on the Abuja-Makurdi. Now, look at this. So they said procurement, engineering, procurement, construction, and finance program. That is bullshit. All right? So, according to him, it was just this nonsense that they stated there. Okay, but go to the left. Go to the left. That green part. The findings, according to Punch, said, our correspondents show that the statement is contrary to claims made by the minister in September 2023 when he unveiled the design plan for the project. Speaking to journalists, the minister also said Hitech Construction will fund the project under the public-private partnership model. So Umahi said then, let me announce that this project is under PPP. The Hitech group are going to look for money. They have already found the money. And that is the good news, because we don't waste our time talking and holding meetings and wasting resources. We are engaging seriously because we have seen the financial capacity and capability of Hitech, and this project is going to be delivered in phases. This is what he told all the 200 million mumus in that contraption. Not many actually checked it out, okay? Now, you see the state of this confusion there, they always do that, all right? So they give you two. So when you say, but you said it was a PPP. Yes. I mean, sorry, no, I didn't say that. Oh, you said that it's not PPP. Oh, no, it's PPP. So in that state of confusion, now when I go on, ask yourself later, now who get the road? At the end of the day, Nigeria is going to borrow money, give it to Chagoury, construct a road, and that road is going to be owned by Hitech, who is going to say like Dangote, his business partners provided the money, but now your debt, right? Don't let us delve yet. Let's go hear what Devil Umahi had to say when he met with the channel's television today. And the conversation also was pretty much around, tell us about this project, Mr. Devil Umahi.
Calabar, and that's Calabar to Akwa Ibom road construction involved, So, and this brings us to the point that we can run the figures.
Yes.
Now we're talking about 700 kilometers of coastal road. And from what His Excellency Atiku Abubakar said, he said the project, was about 12-something, $billion under Jonathan's administration, and that Buhari's administration renegotiated it to $11.1, billion. Okay, and so if you use, $1 to 1,200 naira, that is, argument comes up to about 19, billion, per kilometer. That's what it comes up to. Now, the design that is available is the NDDC design, and I have it here. And the NDDC design, has these features. One is one carriageway. One carriageway is 7.3 meters. Then you have the inner shoulder of 1.5 meters. The outer shoulders of 2.75, meters. That's the outer shoulder. And so you have this kind of arrangement in two places, which means that the NDDC design, the design that's available for, in the Ministry of Works, is 4 lanes. and some inner and outer
4
shoulders.
lanes, is it 2-2 or?
Two lanes here, okay, with shoulders, 2 lanes here. And then at the middle, it's like, earthwork collecting basin. It doesn't have any train track. So when you now, put the 4 lanes and put the shoulders together, it gives you a total pavement of about 23 meters. When you now divide a standard carriageway is 11.55 meters. A standard carriageway is 11.55 meters, which is 7.3, inner shoulder of 1.5, outer shoulder of 2.75. And so we use this 11.55 to do our analysis. So when you look at the total pavement under that design and narrative, you'll be getting 8-point-something billion, per standard carriageway. That is the information that is available. And, joining his conversation. Now you come to I was very shocked to find out that the only pavement available is that we have a binder of 60. Of course, you have the stone base of 20 cm. You have binder of 60, millimeters, which is 6 cm. Then you have the wearing course of, 40 millimeter or 4 cm. That's what is available. And that's very dangerous and terrible for a coastal route. Now, what is our design? Our design is mega. It's 10 lanes. 10 lanes. And at the end of these 10 lanes, you also have 7.63 meters concrete duct. So you don't have to cut the road again. And so when you put our 10 lanes, inner shoulders and outer shoulders, you have a total pavement of 59 meters. 59 meters. Now, when you check, the one given, 1.06 trillion for 47.7 kilometers.
For the first section.
Yes. And then you find out that our standard gauge, standard gauge is to say the 11.55. How much of this, 10 lanes, 59 meters of, pavement, how much of it, is what's in this, standard gauge of 11.55. And you find out that it's 5.16, times. 1.56 times. That of, the NDDC, or the one that Atiku Abubakar quoted, is 2.225 of the standard gauge. So if you divide this 19, billion per kilometer by the standard gauge, you get 8.5 something. If you divide our own, you will get 4.39, billion per standard, carriageway.
So as it stands now, let's put some facts straight to the people, because you've done the analytics. Some people may understand the jargon, some may not understand. We're not engineers. How much will it cost the entire project? How much will it cost the government? Because you say it's ECP plus F, not PPP. That means there's counterpart funding, which borders around 15 to 30%.
Yeah.
That the government is going to put in at the end of the day. They'll have to toll to make their money back.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, so from the federal government's counterpart funding, how much will it cost, and how long will this project take to complete?
The first section is going to take 36 months. The second section is running from this seaport to the boundary of Ogun and Ondo, and that's about 55 kilometers. It's been passed by the BPP, and it's going to go to FEC. The next FEC is going to go to FEC, for FEC as approval. And the third section is starting from the end of the project, because people queried, why are you not starting the project at Calabar? Why must we start it at Calabar? The 0 point is, at Lagos. And so we had to start, the project, and don't forget that already we've almost completed 1.3 kilometers in terms of final concrete pavement. And it's a beauty to behold, So the test section is starting in Calabar, and that's Calabar to acquire road construction involved, So, and this brings us to the point.
That's the first part of all the nonsense he had to say. And I kind of had to keep it towards the end because of the question that our presenter was going to ask him. I would have cut it off the moment he was putting all those jargons together. But let's sort of simplify it now, okay? The project was initially, according to them, somewhere around 11 billion. However, they reviewed it and they added this or added that, 10 lanes, 5 lanes here, and the rest of all that nonsense he had to say, right? Just to justify what they are about to spend. Now, the total cost of that project, according to them, is going to be 15 trillion naira. And also, it's not PPP. And it is now something like, borrow to fund, kind of an investment of a thing where they will go and source. I mean, according to them, it was like they will go and source for the money, like source for the investors. Initially, it was meant to be like a Hitech that they gave the job to already have the money to do the project. But in this instance, no, they don't. Nigeria also don't have that money. But their plan is this, okay? Their plan is, if it's going to take 15 trillion naira, that's going to be around $15 billion. So $15 billion investment, like road investment. Nigeria doesn't have the money. So it's going to be in phases, all right? So in their plan, they said each kilometer will cost 4.3 billion naira. That is each kilometer of the supposed road. Also, when or every section that is completed can be put to use. For example, if they complete Lagos to somewhere, they can toll it. So there's going to be tolls on the road. That is all right. We know where people are going to have to recoup their investment and all that. We're coming back to where the money is coming from. We're coming back to that one. So the road will be tolled. And according to him as well, which is also part of the next clip, he said, averagely, it will cost you 3,000 naira toll gate fee. And for those of you who know Tinubu very well, and the story of Lekki toll gates, I bet it's going to begin to bring back that vibe of how that emerged and how that became a private property and no longer the government that borrowed money to start the construction but not completed it, right? $15 billion, which according to them too, right? Meanwhile, he told the press, he said, is going to the FEC for approval of their own, and I heard him right. He said they have 30%, they have to pay 30%, which means Chagoury and Hitech would have to go and look for 70% of the funding. All right. So 30% of 15 trillion, that should be somewhere around maybe how much? 4 trillion, 4.5, whatever, right? Or at least around 5 trillion naira. I mean, yeah, around 5 trillion, it should be. So that is going to be the one they are going to use to wet the floor first. And from that moment on, it's going to be a free fall. I'll tell you about that. Let him finish what he's saying.
Calabar, and that's Calabar to Akwa Ibom, and that will be in July. You know, the design and the procurement, you know, because when you have a design and you want to start construction, you have to also, you know, reevaluate it. And that's what we are presently doing. And after that, you know, it will now go to the BPP, and then it will go to FEC. So we are good.
Did you hear something like a PPP? Okay, I'll let him finish that. PPP.
Calabar, and that's Calabar to Akwa Ibom, and that will be in July. You know, the design and the procurement, you know, because when you have a design and you want to start construction, you have to also, you know, reevaluate it. And that's what we are presently doing. And after that, you know, it will now go to the BPP, and then it will go to FEC. So we are going to procure the project, you know, in multiple sections. You know, there's a section that is going to start in, you know, Port Harcourt. You know, Port Harcourt going to Bayelsa. Another section is going to start from Delta, you know, going towards Ondo State. So it's going to start in multiple sections. And each section is going to be independent of the other.
But there should be an average idea of what you call
8 years. We're looking at 8 years.
8 years to complete
the life tenure of Mr. President.
At how much from the federal government's purse?
Well, let's first of all, whether it is EPC, in terms of the external funding coming in or the counterpart funding, it's all federal government, money. Because when you tow the road, it's, the public, fund. So if you do the simple analysis, and it's difficult, even a normal project, to say this is the cost of the project, but you can have a tentative idea of the project. So if I'm doing, 5.167, multiples, carriageway, and each of it is costing me 4 billion. And I can tell you that this is the most, prudent project, in the recent time. We have, similar project in Bodo Boni, awarded about 3-4 years back. The cost of that project is 5.067 billion, and it's on flexible payments. Naira.
Per kilometer.
Per kilometer.
Okay.
Yes, the other projects